Well, good morning, friends. Hello, and welcome to another Prefect 99 live stream. Hope you're well. If you are watching, thanks for joining. And please say hi in chat. So, you find us again. I wasn't planning to do a stream today, but got the day off. And we're going out for a little bit, so I've got the morning to get a stream on. And you'll find us heading off to Belfast. We've been to Aldgrove before, but it's a bit difficult to get the 7.3 into Belfast City. So if I just bring up the charts for a change, let you see it. Runway length here, 5691. 6001 is what I've got on the chart, so a little bit different. There, that's interesting. Maybe they've had a teeny tiny extension. Length and X-plane may differ from real length, so yeah, this is clearly getting it from maybe, no, if it's getting it from the charts, it should be correct by the chart. This must be getting it from X-plane itself. There is the airport, and it's a pretty central inner city airport, a lot closer than Aldgrove, Belfast International. So I thought, why not head there? We've got plenty of runway, even with a fully laden jet. Runway 22 is preferred for landing, 04 for takeoff, so we'll have a look at the weather and see what we can get away with. But for now, that's the plan. Frames are holding steady. I've got some slightly better London scenery. It's not perfect though. I've just checked it out. But it's better than nothing. So here's our jet. Sat waiting and ready, taking the chocks out. Made sure the parking brake's on. Haven't powered her up yet. But we do need to get some fuel in. So let's head over to the fuel panel. And I've got that as a shortcut, so makes things a little bit quicker. Here is our flight plan today. You see payload, cargo, limited max zero fuel weight. So I'm assuming we've got 3 crew, 6 passengers, leaving 1 spare seat and 1 seat on the toilet.
Traffic, and 1344 departing on the 09 left.
I'll just switch frequency so we don't hear that for a bit. And 200 kilos of bags actually gives us our max zero fuel weight of 6450. It is. So when we have a look on here, there you go, there it is. 550, 5500 empty plus 950 gives us 6450. We can still take an extra 637 kilos of fuel. So even fully laden, you could argue with everyone and slightly less bags. You could go a little bit further. 600 kilos is going to get us an hour further along, depending on alternates, etc. So get a 2-hour flight. Maybe we'll try a flight down to Nice at some point. But for today, we need 1200 kilos of fuel, and that's trip to Belfast, an hour, 5-minute contingency to Manchester, alternate of Manchester 36 minutes, and final reserve 30 minutes, and an additional 15 minutes just in case. Of course, you don't need that, but knowing what my approaches have been like, we may very well need it. So we want 1200 on the nose, pretty much. We're going to have a slightly shorter taxi, I think. So 2 kilos shouldn't make any difference. And it only eats into our 15 minutes. So let's get the cap off, start refueling. As you can see, 15 minutes, 133 kilos. So if we take 2 off that, it's not going to make much difference. Just gives us some extra holding. So our final reserve fuel today is 469. Pretty much no ATC online. Oh, I tell her like Gatwick Towers online. I think Manchester was on. That's about it, unfortunately. Guess it takes a bit of time for the flight plans to sync. Let's have a look at the weather, shall we? Got enough fuel. So 12:02. Let's jump in the cockpit, get the jet warmed up. Bus ties auto. Pneumatics I'm going to leave off. We'll do the test in a moment. Hydraulics, didn't want that, are off. Pumps are auto. Cross feeds auto. That works. Shields off. Probes off. Engine protection off. Stands off.
TOS system test. Okay.
Cabin off vents. Just a neutral normal, those can go to auto, engines are set to stop. Throttle levers are idle, but full free.
TCAS test.
Max available.
Pass.
Flaps up. Lights off. And we might as well get the ground power. So we're on ground power, that's useful, and you can see we've got 1200 kilos of fuel, which is grand. So let's get the weather off of VATSIM for Ortho. 090 at 10, so it's going to be my 07, which is not what SimBrief has given us. 090 at 10. SimBrief give us runway 25, which is odd because it shows definitely at 10 knots going to be using runway 09. Let me just have a look at flight radar just to double check. Yep, they are definitely using the 09s, and there's actually something at Northolt. Is that real? An actual Phenom 300 on the ground at Northolt? I don't believe that. I'm literally looking at flight radar as we speak. That's impressive. Could be us. So, good thing I brought up both the charts. Not going to be going on the 3 X-ray, the one. No, it is the 3 X-ray, not the 1 Yankee. So, BUZAD 3 X-ray 07 departure. Happy. Good. So I've got that in my brain, so I don't get that wrong this time. The top climb, it's 3, 4, and 5. So we'll set the top out 5. Track outbound from Big Inn Hill. It's initially Ocker 1153, but no ILS, so there's nothing to tune in case we need to come back. 1. And we can set the VORs ready, so initially 009. That's close. And this one is 330. Should have 115. No, I need to do that on 2, don't I? So 1151, 330, VOR2. Okay. So Occam initially. And 1151 Big Inn. Exactly. Excellent. So we can set that back to GPS. It'd be nice if they all showed initially. I don't get that to set. QNH today is 1023. Pressure altitude is below sea level, so we'll use performance-wise sea level. set, and runway 070. Set. Transponder 2000 off. I am put that to standby. Get it warming up. In the old days with tubes and things, you did have to get them to warm up. They wouldn't work straight away, but I think today they do. Pop COM2 on. As I said, we've got 1200 kilos of fuel. Haven't put in a landing field yet. Got 28.5, so everything is charging. Fuel total used. ETIs all shut. Passenger and baggage. So let's jump over here and start putting the flight plan in. Gotta use this one. So many to choose from. So where are we going? It's quite high cruise as well. I don't know if I'm going to get that high. So I guess we'll see how we go. Flight level change down. Flight level 2. 33 kilos, but slightly quicker. I suppose we could afford to do that. So maybe we'll see how long it takes to get to 360 instead of 400. See how we get on. Anyway, we're going to BUZAD. And it's Tango 420. What am I doing trying to type it in? To Trent. Trent, Upper Lima 28. To RODOL. Then I think we are descending because we have got a step descent. No, could be wrong. Upper Mike 65. To TENSO. Lima 603. To REMSI. Mike 148. To MAGEE and then direct. Yeah, that's the end of the arrival, so that actually takes care of. There aren't official arrivals. There's just an arrival procedure, so there's no star for Belfast. And then Echo Golf Alpha Charlie Belfast City George Best. Enter. So procedures. Departure first. As we said, not BUZAD 3 Yankee, but BUZAD 3 X-ray. 07 taking us out. Correct. It is easy to get this wrong when you're operating by yourself because you're so used to being told where you can go. You can see there no arrivals. And we can select the ILS for runway 22. So where are we going to be coming in from? It's not going to be Blacker, is it? Hotel Bravo is the NDB, which we can use as a waypoint, but we can't tune to fly conventionally in this because of the limitations of X-Planes G1000. So we'll go vectors from MAGEE. MAGEE is pretty much going to be, it's not far off straight in. So vectors and 22, 3 degree minimum approach. It's 2.5. That takes the minimums up to 608. And of course we can't calculate that, so to be safe we should take 608, but actually we go down to 212. So I will put in 608, call it 610, which is pretty high. That's 596. 608 category B up to 610. Have we been into Belfast City in the 7.3 lightly loaded? Couldn't tell you, you know. There should be, I think there should really be a transition from MAGEE. There's a hold at MAGEE, and it looks like it's 253. So it should take us from there straight to there, so it's not a very long leg. And procedure-wise, what we have to do is look at the arrival chart, because I think there are some advisory heights. No, I'm talking rubbish. There's absolutely nothing on here. So VNAV-wise, (2,000 feet). So we'll see how we get on. Yep, that is platform 10 miles, 2,000 feet. Do that now. Do we need to check any for departure? They're all loaded. And they comply with the restriction, which is why they're in small font. And they're now active. So I think we should be able to use VNAV in the climb. I'll set that to, let's try 3.5, shall we? That's for the descent. Go wrong. VNAV still baffles me a little bit, as I'm sure you can tell. So that's our flight plan loaded. The aircraft is effectively boarding. Get the lights on. Bleed auto. Done the test yet, as we.
Fire. Fire.
I think I'm there to check all the annunciators are on eye line.
Stall.
Happy. Off. Hydraulic pumps we're going to leave off. Fuel pumps auto. Speak to auto. We've done the rest of the checks. Landing field elevation 15 feet is correct, and our current out to 150 is also correct. So we are good to go. Let's get the baggage door shut. So we have got 1200 fuel. So 650. So let's have a look at flap 1 departures. So pressure altitude 0 feet. The temperature is 8 degrees, so I'll call it 10. We are going to be 7650 for departure. I'm going to round that down. So that's giving us 950. Uh, 950 meters. Yeah, 104, 115, 32. Bug won't come into it, but we'll set it anyway. 5-1, we're going to self-clear. There is Heathrow Town, but nobody else. Just double check the runway and use off the ATIS. 09 right, happy days. And 950, adding the third for the unfactored. Gives us 1264. Okay, the airport charts 1829, so we've got plenty of runway available. And what am I talking about wrong? 1683. Can we go from Delta Alpha? Unfortunately, there's no display state thresholds for Northolt, which is somewhat irritating. I don't know what survey that is. Maybe it's a military thing. I will endeavour to find out. So we'll go full length. It's not going to add too much to the taxi, but it does give us that little bit extra for the overrun. One thing I do need to check is check max cruise. Hello. 6-0 in the climb. And 7-2-7-3 today. The question is, are we going to go at 2.25.06? Might as well. It's not the end of the world, is it? See how close we get on the performance. Good. So, belts are on. Let's imagine we're all crewed up. Everyone's on board and ready to go. Hydraulic pumps are on. So let's get the passenger door closed. Probably be off a little bit early. 15 now. Early. Right. So door is shut. Static elements are off. projectFLY is running. Make sure I've got that running today. Should add that to the checklist. Pre-flight test done. Oxygen bottle pushed in. Oxygen pressure dispatchable. Elect. Again, we've got 27 volts. GPU is on, so we will have to disconnect that bleed panel. All auto, yes. Fuel panel, auto, off. Hydraulic pumps both open. Pusher cutout, out. Ice protection off. When it's required, it is off. It is less than 10 degrees, but there's no visible moisture initially. Scatter clouds at 3000, so we may have to put it on a departure. 023 is set. Engine fire out, out, off. Stop, off, off. So interestingly, ignition auto, thrust levers idle. Flap speed brake up closed, parking brake is set, and doors we are all closed. So we are good to start up. 1200 kilos on board. So we check with the ground crew. Clear to start. Engine, well, check with ATC. Request start, and then check with the ground crew. Is 0853. We're starting up, and we will start engine number 2. 54 now. And see how quickly these fire machines come on. So 2 is started and stable. Generating. So we can disconnect the GPU. Ground power panel is shut. Wait for the guy to come back, and he'd be on the left hand side, of course. He's got all around the wing to come back, so we're visible. Confirm GPU disconnected. Start engine number 1. So start stable. Going in the green. 97. else we need to do? Yes, PCS to both. And that's effectively the start done. GPU disconnected. 2 gens operating. Got inlet emergency out down there. Illuminated otherwise. And we've got 23.5 volts. Yes, 28.5 on everything. Still protection tested. Again, I'm not sure you can do that. You've got to pull the yoke back. I'm going to read up about it and see if you can do it in the sim. Takeoff data is set. Trims set neutral. Flight control, can't check the speed brake, but it is up. You can check the flight controls. Full left, full right, full off, full left rudder, full right rudder. Noise protection not required. Flaps 1 selected. Flap 1 set for takeoff. So we are clear to the left, clear to the right. Tune up Unicom. No one to talk to for taxi, so we can just simply announce Ortho traffic Ascot 1506 taxi stand 5 to runway 07 via Delta, hold Delta 1 on traffic. So lights, camera, clear left, clear right. It is 56, 57, and we've got 1191 on board, 9 kilos of fuel, and startup has cost us 10 quid. How to get going? Brakes work. Taxi forward. We should have been parked on a white line, so we'll just taxi forward a little bit right to follow the taxi lines. Still got some work to do, which hopefully I'll get done over the next couple of weeks. I may not be streaming, but hopefully I'll be designing and making things better. Liveries and all the other good stuff. Get all these markings better. Your textures there are. See how good I can make this with the standard assets. Upload it to the gateway and then maybe have a look at some of the other assets available to see what can be done. Because I think it's quite important to contribute to the gateway if you can. It's the whole thing better for everyone. Avoiding the centre line. Get that as a real trick. Avoid that front for the punters, especially if they're paying good money. Some jet. Where's that one in real life? Anyone watching it? Guess that disappeared. Oh, those flickering clouds. Right, I'm gonna try and figure out how to stop that. If no one else can help. Power to idle because we're getting a bit quick. The hangar's a bit keen, isn't it? It's just a little bit too big. Fuel compound over here is realistic. As per the aerial photography, there is a car park there. So I can see what he did there using the Esri imagery. Whoever designed these do a bad job, but lots of incorrect taxiways, etc. Bit of weird fencing though. So all the way down, we'll have as much runway as we can. So we're going to be off about 30 minutes early, not that it matters, it's online. Flight time, just over an hour. windsocks, they work, which is good to see. Really put some fencing up here. In reality, there's fencing all along the A40 panelling so that you can't look into the airfield and drivers get distracted. There's no street lights here, which I find odd. Zero 0725, but where is the hold? Okay, it's actually here. I'm sure that's an accurate hold marking. So, brake set. Like I say, in reality, you can be waiting quite a long time on the runway, waiting for a slot from Heathrow, you know, in the normal pre-COVID days when it was busy. I think we're going to be off at about 02, something like that. You have got 1170 something fuel. So, are we good to go? Yes. I have not done the pre-takeoffs yet. Takeoff config, I will check. CAS set, sign set, your damper off, lights protection on, can't check. Tax advised, lights transponder. So, let's position and hold.
Takeoff. Okay.
Lights. Camera. Northbound traffic, Ascot 1506. Lining up and holding runway 07. So it'll be 03 by the time we get going. Be 1170 on the
approaching
fuel.
07.
We'll aim right for the end of the runway, because why not? Could make the difference between an overrun and not, although of course they do have the new sticky mats to roll into.
On runway 07.
070 said 03, 1167. Brakes off. Northbound traffic Ascot 1506, taking off runway 07, BUZAD, X-ray departure. Power. VATSIM. It's still 03. Where's that going? It's a bit hairy. Stayed on the ground for too long there. Just the rotate. Let's get gear up, flap up. I wonder if that was just because I still leave the nose wheel steering on. Maybe I shouldn't. Keep about 10 degrees. That was really bad. Pretty sure the wind had something to do with that as well. Go straight back to max climb. The flaps are up. Lower the nose. Above 700, so we'll start our turn. Whilst keeping the climb on. You're going to have to level off at 3. Pretty twitchy in pitch. So there is 3. Next restriction is 4 at Watho. Pretty poorly flown. It's starting to go wrong pretty quickly, so I'm going to continue flying this. Does VNAV work in the climb? Well, in having it then. Guidance to be able to get to 4 without significant power changes. So flaps up, gear up. Into IMC, in towards WARTHOG. Should have stopped at 4 there. So let's level the aeroplane. Accelerate. See, I'm not doing very well at keeping height here, keeping altitude. So now we're getting VNAV, but that's from descent. Oh, that's because we've climbed too much. Still want to keep the power on just a little bit more. Speed build. Doesn't help that the flight director's not really giving us anything. Where's WARTHOG? So we can get back to 5, so a little increase in power. Go flight level change. Nav. Flight directors on. Autopilot yaw damper. Yaw damper on, please. Levers, MCT we did. Meters, well, we're still at 5, which is still not a flight level. Go. So I said 360, didn't I? 1,000 feet out. It's a bit quick. So no restriction on the climb now. Why don't we just keep to 240, see if we've got the speed. It's pretty silly of me actually, we could have nestled that up quite nicely. Standard. Standard. There we go, that was a bit stressful. And like I say, not particularly well flown. Missing V1 and rotate, it really doesn't help having that call out. Distracted, but we're on our way. Let's loop now to the right. Buffington down here. RAF Horton here, Cranfield here, Henlow, flown in there, that's going to be shut soon. Go guys, on our way. BUZAD is ahead of us, there's no restriction on that. There we are, coming up to 10 and 250, still max climb. The 82 is happy, that's off. We've got cabin at 2.5, climbing steady. Like a rocket. Oh, that's Millbrook out here. Like I say, Cranfield here. There's RAF Horton. 2 grass runways. Aylesbury's out here behind this cloud. That should make this. Is this Lake BUZAD? Or is it Chennington with the lake? That might be. No, it isn't. Eventually, is it? is Lake Buzzard. And Bletchley and Milton Keynes is out here. Yeah, bypass railway line. Good ortho, disused, I think that one's wing. Power generator to the north of Aylesbury, so that's quite a good giveaway. I'm going to say Bletchley Milton Keynes complex over here. Anyway, enough of the view. Overhead Buzzard. Off to Olney. Managed to forget to transition the overlay. Sorry if that disappoints you. Anyway, it says a couple of people are watching, so please say hi guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate there's not much in the way of VATSIM stuff. Bit of a headwind there, so the aircraft will lower the nose to maintain the initial airspeed. It wouldn't happen as aggressively as that in real life because the wind doesn't usually change that quickly unless you get turbulence, but even 1 knot difference makes a difference in X-plane. So we're heading all the way up north of Manchester. We're swinging our left. Hello Entity, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Or have I just not noticed? But thanks for the thumbs up, buddy. I don't know if you've seen any of these before. The last one, the approach and landing, was pretty horrific. My attempt at a circuit was pretty horrific. I blame expecting runway lights. But if you haven't seen it, I hope you're enjoying my hoofing around this aeroplane. Boston 200, the cabins at 424-350, climbing steady, diffs at 5.6. Not that you can tell much from that, it's just a digital display, isn't it? And we'll see how we get on. There was a step descent, I mentioned. EVGA which is over the Isle of Man, and like 148, yes. Maximum altitude 255, so 24 exactly. So let's pop that into the flight plan. I should have done that earlier. First time you've seen it yet? Well, I've been doing a lot of it recently just because it's something new, isn't it? And I think it's quite cool. So let's put 240 in here. That might actually be a little bit high. Active VNAV, yes. So that will help. We can't select any of those. See, because they're part of the procedure, so they are what they are. Once you load it, it selects them up. There we are, off to Welling. That's alright mate, no need to apologise for not watching my junk. I'm not a professional content creator and I don't even try and state that I am. This is just people sitting and having a watch of me hoofing around, like being sat in the back for real. So I hope work is not stressing you out, and that busy is good. So I thank you for joining. And if you haven't got this jet already, you know what? Watch a few more of these. I'm probably not going to be streaming for a week or two after today, but have a look back at the ones I have done. Despite the poor piloting ability, I'm sure you can do that yourself, but have a look and see if you think this aeroplane is worth it for you. I think it's a really good bit of payware. It's not 100% complete, and it's a pretty good effort. You know, it doesn't really compare to Zebo, for instance. So yeah, use this as information for whether or not you think you might want to, whether you might think you want to purchase it, and feel free to ask me to do stuff as well. Like I say, I can't promise that I'm going to be streaming for a while, but what I can promise is that if you ask to try and do things or suggest destinations, we can certainly got the freedom in this one to go where we want, even if we have to do fuel stops on the way. What have we got out here to our left? I don't know, I think we're quite far north, to be honest. Daventry, is that going to make that Northampton? No, it can't be. What's that airfield out there? It's a big airfield, why don't I know? What East Mids? No. It's not Birmingham, the runway's orientated wrong. Is it Wellesbourne? I haven't been into Wellesbourne. That's on the bottom of Wolverhampton. Could be, you know. Lake over here. Lakes show up. What sort of shape is that lake? Kind of that shape. In which case maybe that is Birmingham. I don't think it is. Oh well, my poor nav aside. There's some of England out the window. We're approaching 300. How far along are we? And Cooper. Coming up to Elvos. Was that Coventry? Have a look, shall we? Has Coventry got one big runway? I think it might have, you know. That's Coventry, so there we go. Checking on the charts. Quite a big runway. Again, like I say, I've never been there, so it didn't look familiar to me. That is Coventry. 6,588 feet of minus tarmac. Back angle to off, please. And what have we got? 92366 on the cabin, which is the fixed out. Things in auto. You can see there, Delta P's climbing up. Decimal 60. Yeah, we'll leave it at that, shall we? Kind of happy with 3.6, I think, because the rate of climb is going to start dropping off. Then 7372. So, like I said, 469 is our final reserve for Manchester. Really shouldn't need it today. It's a pretty severe cab OK. Just check the weather for Belfast. Off of the flight plan. 200 at 6, 10k, no cloud detected, QH 1024. Forecast 200 at 5, 10k, view at 4000, becoming between 9, 12 today, Zulu. 260 at 10, so 22 is still favoured for us. I'll have a look at preferred runway option. It doesn't say, but I probably wouldn't take anything 10 knots. What does the checklist say? Maximum tailwind 10 knots, perfect, which is pretty similar for everything, because once you start getting above 10 knots it starts to get silly with the amount of energy you need to dissipate. Going to park probably the Victoria apron down the south, GA apron somewhere down there, not the terminal. Then we'll have to do some figuring out of fuel. I think 3.6 I'm going to be happy with. We're going to burn a little bit of extra fuel. Don't forget that flight level change down flight level 2 is 33 kilos extra fuel time -1, so if we assume that that's another 66 kilos for down flight level 4, 2 minutes quicker, then that's half of our extra 133 fuel, so that takes our extra down to 7 minutes. We'll see what we end up with on arrival. rate's still pretty good at 3.6. Here we are at Elvos. East Midlands out here to our right. So we got there pretty quick, didn't we? Less than 20 minutes. Less than 20 minutes top of climb as well. Here we go. Out select, out acquire. Lower the nose and the aeroplane. Accelerate under climb power. So I'll get the speed to 7.3, 7.2 initially. That's going to do nothing apart from give us our reference bug. Going to leave the power and climb, just so we actually get to our cruise speed sometime today. And we've got 20 minutes until top of descent, which is nice for a change. Our top of descent is over there. No, I don't think it is it? Maybe closer than that. There's a little bit of traffic about on VATSIM. Manchester looks like it's got a bit of traffic. Another beautiful day over England. A beautiful day over the United Kingdom. What's this airfield out here? Disused is what that is. Bit of a waste. So we've got... We are Syston, where I did my first ever solo flight. We're heading direct to Trent. Anything with a triangle set of runways, hard standings, could be a wartime airfield. Lots of disused ones, especially out in Lincolnshire way where it's nice and flat. All looking pretty nice. Oh, let's get back to flying the jet, shall we? Before we get the clack, clack, clack. Oh, we're at 7.4, we might as well just keep the speed up, eh? Keen. Yeah, that's going to slow it down ever so slightly. I'll do my best to stabilise it. Overhead Trent. That's a bit too much. So CSC on. Let's let that figure itself out. Keep the flight plan open here. What I do want to do is make sure transponder stays on out. So, still no ATC online. Double check. Halfway up the country. We'll be doing a left turn soon. 15 minutes till top of descent, which is fine. Traffic, we are the only ones inbound. Heathrow, Manchester, Gatwick have got some ATC. There's a little bit over Europe. Wow, Milano is open. Unusual for the Italians working on a Monday. Don't start writing me nasty letters saying I'm racist, it's just a joke. All men in good humour. So I will probably have a quick comfort break and then we'll think about trying to estimate our fuel for arrival. And thinking about our approach, which, as we said, I'll get the charts up so you can see. Arrival, you can see here, isn't one really. We'll do the ILS for 2.2. Airport charts. 1. And the reference ones, radar minimums, noise abatement. Read the noise abatement if you want. Departures. Okay, we definitely don't need that one, but here you go, noise abatement. Surrounding areas, be quiet as we can. Comply with ATC or divert at your peril. Set profiles, fine. As you can see here, 2.2 preferred landing, but it doesn't really give any weather limits. But if we can take it, if we do the performance, the certified limit is 10 knots, but we'd have to do the performance for that. Hello, didn't we just go? That was a bit keen, wasn't it? If it was a 10 knot, we'd have to. If it was greater than 10, we'd have to take the other runway. If it was, if we didn't have the performance to do it, we'd have to advise and do that as well. So there's not a lot of general information here. We are certified to chapter. I don't know. I'm sure you can look it up if you really want to. It will taxi park somewhere down here, so you can get away with flap 3, just vacate all the way to the end. Or I suppose Alpha 2 to, if there was somebody following, it doesn't really matter, does it? Just think about exactly what's going to be going on. Try and operate realistically to consider what you would do if X happened. Shoot the ILS. What I am going to do is therefore put us on heading. CDI for lock 1 is going to be 218. I'll have a look, but I don't think we've got any other nav aids. Go back onto GPS. That was smooth. See, I am getting the hang of this. Thinking ahead. 218, 1081, and we're going to go for the safer minimums of the 2 because we can't calculate our climb away gradient. I'm going to assume it's 3%, but it's safer to go for the worst one. And here's our arrival. There we are, 240. Probably going to be a continuous descent from there. Take us to MAGEE, and as you can see, MAGEE is here. We're not going to be in the hold, but we could enter the hold if we need to. We have to enter the hold manually, and doing that on a waypoint would be interesting to say the least. Not even sure you can do it unless you're on a nav aid. I think about that because you need to suspend. So you can't do it like that. I'll put it in OBS. Can you suspend? I think there is a way. Well, I'll tell you what, we would probably set, go to heading, set that to suspend. Think about it. We could do that on a heading if we needed to, as long as the GPS doesn't continue on to the next point. But we're going to be 253 outbound. We'll be down to 2 for that platform out, which gets us to 10 DME for a level segment, so we can lead off speed for 4 miles if we need to. Ideally a continuous descent, but it's difficult to work out in this aeroplane. Let's have a look at the VNAV profile, shall we? 24 there, all set to 0. Yes, it is flat, that platform, so we can afford to to be a little bit conservative. We can have a little bit more speed if we need. And the best is to hold, which is in the procedure, so we don't have to worry about it. But, that would be okay. Straight into the hold. And you can actually do that procedure turn. Pretty uncommon in the UK. That's us. So everything's loaded. We're overhead and heading on our way. Still nothing online. Manchester's busy. Where is Maccaland? Down here somewhere, isn't it? Where's the airport? There it is. See those two parallel runways. Got some VATSIM traffic. I'm going to cheat and look on here. Ooh, somebody at Liverpool. Quite a few on the ground. You can just about make them out. Somebody got lights on. See that? Little Cessna, a couple at the gate. Been there a few times. There's Ryanair, haven't we? Definitely done some circuits and some interesting things. There is Woodford. Still got a little bit of X-plane runway on, but you can see it's a housing estate now. Manchester Woodford, what a shame. Barton is up to the north, I think. That's got tarmac, there it is. What has it? Is it all grass? No, it is all grass though. Never been there, but apparently it's good for sneaking into the stadiums. That's Manchester. There's us on the way. A little bit of an S-turn. So 7 minutes till top of descent, and I did steepen it up, so we'll see how we get on. Hopefully we can do it a bit more close to idle. So quick comfort break, and then I'll be back. Talking to myself on mute there. So, I'm going to burn 40 kilos before top of descent, even if it's idle, and that's just fuel flow times 2 times 0.1, because it was 6 minutes. 700 kilos if we estimate arriving with 6450 gives us 7150, so we'll round up to 7.2 for arrival. So, 7.2, looking at the performance. 7.2. So 0.2 gives us, and I've got to get this the right way round. So AC and these were the other way round. I need to reverse that. So 112, 282. It's going to be flap 1, flap 3. 1 2. 2 8. 2. No, that's flap full. Wrong one. Wrong chart. Wrong chart. Flap 1, landing flap 3. 7.2. 117. 128. 4. So only a couple of knots quicker. There you go, so that's done. Now distance wise at 7.2 sea level. I'm going to say 0 wind. Should be 7, 8, 9. Of course it's going to be less than that, but we've also got to times that by 0.44. Gives us 1129. And if we look on the charts, we have a runway 1829, so ample even with the landing factor. Landing beyond threshold though you should do. Landing beyond glide slope because we're going to follow the glide slope all the way down. 147. We've got 300 meters to spare, so we should only use 3/4 of them. 3 days. 2 minutes to go, so what I'm going to do, match heading. I can't arm beat him. Yeah, I thought you could arm him within 5 minutes. There is our top of descent. I know why. So we need 240. Oh, wrong one. Now I can arm beat him path. Pre-select vertical speed, not calm, which is like I say, VNAV still confuses me just a little bit. So we're out over the sea. Isle of Man is over here, which we're going to the north of. You can see it quite clearly in the synthetic vision. Anglesey out to the left, coast of North Wales. Descent approach briefing landing altitude is set. Shield heat come on for some reason. Maybe I should just rub it on all the time. Signs as required, not yet. Nice protection. What I'm going to do is double check the weather one last time. And it's 1906 variable 140240. So it's good we didn't give any additional factor to the wind because it is a variable and cloud. Temperature 12.5, 023. Temperature doesn't make much difference, pressure altitude does. So let's get VNAV 30 seconds before CSC is now off. Manual throttle control. And what I'm going to do is set 1023 standby. There's VNAV coming in. done that a bit smoother, couldn't I? Hello. Aggressive. We've captured, but we seem a little low. Try don't quite get. Come on, Phenom, sort it out. Trying to keep the speed up a little. Huge amount of traffic out here, and that's where we're headed. See it, yeah. Maybe just on the horizon, just out here. Yes. But we're still, don't let that fool you, we're still descending at 7.3. Happy with it so far. A little bit low, it really doesn't seem to maintain this particularly well. We're 140 feet low. Is that because there's no target? I'm not sure I understand. Go vertical speed and sort it out. Capture within 100 feet. Okay, go back to full. 300 needed. So our Mac is coming back ever so slightly. 275 should have been changeover. There you go, there's Phenom path. Nope, still doesn't quite like it. Never mind. It'd be so much easier if we had an auto throttle. And then what I am going to do is set 10. Let's see if the aeroplane level's off. Hit it up a little bit quick. I estimated 700 on there, but then I rounded it up 50 kilos as well, so we're well within. 700 gave us 7150, so we're at 7190 at the moment that I plan, using the tables for 72. Move ahead the Isle of Man. Going, MAGEE, that point there, then in, zip. I'm going to leave. Now the forecast was variable, but not enough to 40. Not enough to kill it, so we'll leave it as is. Push to update heading, nice and easy. Approaching 2.4, where we should be levelling off. Happy to continue down to 100. may briefly, you know, off. Can't activate the approach yet, which is a problem. So that's not going to give us any information, is it? So what I should have done was put in, let's see, shall we? That will probably get us a bit low. Let's do 4,000 above the field. There we go, we've still got time to put us in, because I can't activate the approach that's got that restriction on. And it doesn't give us planned until you activate it. So we were continuing to MAGEE, we still can't activate that yet. Bring the speed back to 250 early. I'm going to try and maintain power here for the moment. Start off with the vertical speed. Of course you can roll that in relatively smoothly in reality. It's very notchy, those steps. We now have armed. Transition level out here. 6,000. We'll leave it on 10, so we get the altitude alert. There you go, that's where we're going to end up, that's where we want to be. It thinks we're going in a straight line. Oh, we might be a bit high. Never mind. See how we get on. Power back. See where we're going anyway. Gonna be out here. Glorious day. Keep the speed up if we need to. Make sure our energy under control. VNAV capture up to 10. Continue down to 4. So, signs on, altimeter set, EA set, speed is off. We need much because we're only 1 kilo difference on each side. External license required, signs as pilot packs advised for the approach. The approach checks should be done later. There's only one of me, and they didn't pop up on screen. Is that a real thing on the G1000? No, some other aeroplanes it is. So 1081 is set, India Hotel Bravo Delta. That's weird, because that shouldn't be enabled. So as you can see, Hotel, that's the one we're picking up. I've disabled it, and it's still wrong, which is weird. Because we are to the south, but you shouldn't do that. Yeah, we are to the south. That's not how it works. Is that guy going over the top of us? Didn't even know what call sign is. Walker Air. Call sign is Walker. Walker Air US. Maybe a virtual airline. He's going Edinburgh to Tenerife. Tenerife South. Still nothing apart from Manchester online, so we're going to be on our own. coming up a little bit, so I prefer this flight path angle. To be able to see that aeroplane above us. How high is he? Oh, he's in the cruise at 33. I don't know if that would show in reality. Guess not, because otherwise you can see too much. Here we are heading to MAGEE. Bring the power back to start slowing us down. Got that level segment, but that still may not be enough. Belfast traffic has got 1506. Inbound positioning, ILS, runway 22, direct, MAGEE, ETA MAGEE, and 10550. Not that I need to do those calls, nobody else is inbound, nobody else can be in the way. I suppose it's a good habit. S240. Bit of power on. Set that goes the fuel use down. Maybe we will end up with 700. Probably won't. It's just guesswork on my behalf. Are there any other no-aids? No, there aren't. There's the Belfast DME. Oh no, Belfast VOR. Tune that up. 72. Belfast VOR. Still creeping up. Oh, going to be landing. See the docks there. There is the airport. There is the runway. A bit blurry out in the distance. Isn't the Ortho good? How many people live in Northern Ireland? 5 million? Less than London. Looks all built up, but it's relatively small, these areas. So, any speed restrictions? No. I'm going to keep the speed coming back because I think we're high now. Minutes. Yeah, we'll come down, are we? So, we're on heading. OBS, so that's taking us direct. Okay, so we can go. No. Let's keep 330. So this is exactly what I want actually. I want 253 inbound. This will be a messy hold entry. This is good. So OBS, is that going to suspend when we go over the top? Because I need to hold the key. This is good practice for me actually. Checked. So let's go flight level change. Down to 4. EFD 0 3. So 1023 set both cross checked. The lights on. Below 10,000. Sit down. Be quite a tight turn. It does go direct. A problem for us. I say, as as it's suspended. Just on OBS. So we suspend. We could do 073 off the Belfast VOR. So if it doesn't suspend, we'll do it off the Belfast VOR. Let's do a hold off heading. Then inbound. God, what a headache. I should have started that turn earlier, shouldn't I? Fast traffic, Ascot 1506, entering the hold at MAGEE, flight level 85, descending altitude 4000. Need to go down to 2. Right, so let's just keep this turn going on. We're going to be 073 outbound. It does look like it's suspended. Could be wrong. That was messy, wasn't it? Not the best entry. But we just about get away with it. 20, had a little bit of power so we didn't come down too quick. So complete a hold, that was a bit key. So it has gone into suspend mode. Won't cycle on to the next one. We'll do heading outbound. You can actually use nav inbound. Aircraft carrier below. Sick. We've only got one. What's our track going to be here? There's a little bit of left drift. So let's go 072. And we actually want to do that. 270 DME Belfast 080 radial. Set something sensible. 15. So for the DME, 27 DME, so this hold is not based on time. So I'm going to bring the speed back to about 180. Get too quick. Okay, we'll start the left turn. 53283 for a 30-degree intercept. Go around the hold once more. Hey, that's not bad. It's sort of a entry round the point. So we're going to keep that turn on. It's popping us into nav. 10 degrees might not be enough. We've got time to straighten this leg out. Actually, we might leave the hold at this point, so let's keep going down to 2. Head inbound to MAGEE 253. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm quite impressed with myself, to be honest. Just about figuring it out. Speed's coming back nicely. There we are inbound, and it's got a big old straight line. You can see it is referenced off the VOR. Continue. Why can I not continue? Because we've got out hold. Now this I find odd. Oh, there we go. Change the mode. It's annoying that I can't just do it that way. Kind of want to keep the speed up. So cleared for the approach. Back Activate vector to final. Do it here. So 218, 238 would be ideal. And there we are, look, we're a little bit low and a little bit fast, but we've got that level segment to get rid of some of the excess energy. Use a little bit of speed brake too. Let's get the speed back. Actually go for the S. The DME 1081. Captured the localizer? No. The aeroplane doing? Bit of a shallow intercept there. So, approach armed. It's a big old chimney. Unreal. 671 could be. So, platform at 2. Speed's coming back nicely. Our localizer established, we can descend. Attain 160. Could have done it a bit quicker, I guess. Still learning. Come back to about 130. Belfast traffic, Ascot 1506 established. ILS runway 228 miles. We are? Well, we're established on the localizer, but to know that we're not. We got flap up. We can use 130 initially. Glide slope is alive. So 8 miles, I don't want to get too slow, I don't want to get too quick either. Get flap on and start gradually bringing the speed back. So white arc, flap travels. And the speed will come back. Try and keep about 150. See if the aeroplane will descend on that. Straight ahead to 3. The mist. Oh, that's a bit much. It's all the way to idle. Can't use speed brake. So I need to anticipate that a bit better. Not really bringing anything back, is it? So, use the gear at about 4 miles. Actually, I'm going to go gear now, 5 miles. Start adding a little bit of drag. But hey, not bad with a hold as well. Quite pleased with that. So it's a flat 3 landing. There's the speed coming back. 10 knots every mile. We select flap 2. Maybe 130 on the initial approach is good. It just seems a bit slow, especially if you've got traffic behind you. You'd struggle with a 160 until 4. 30 until about 3 miles. As we add flap 2, we'll start to come back. VREF was 114. Gear down. 3 miles. Landing flap set. Don't forget 2 and 3 are the same flap setting. Belfast traffic. Ascot 11506 final. Runway 22, 2 miles. get these engines spun up pretty
Approaching
quick as well.
2.
Got a little bit of winning down by the looks of things.
Autopilot.
The pilot off.
Minimums.
Let's continue.
$500. $400.
The high.
300.
A little bit low. Not too fast or too. Variable wind there, still on glide.
Glide slope.
Continue. Got 5 knots to bleed off as well. A little bit left of centre line.
4,000 feet remaining.
Spoilers are up. Brakes are set. Excellent landing, I'll take that. 96 feet per minute. Getting the hang of this. 13 feet left of centre line.
2,000 remaining.
38 feet above the threshold. A little bit low. We'll just roll to the end, shall we? Save a little bit of effort on the brakes.
1,000 remaining.
Oh, that came up quicker than I thought. I think we can vacate at the end. Alpha 3. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like I say, I'm just about getting the hang of this now.
100 remaining.
Right. Transponder is on. Should still be on Alp, but it does its own thing. Belfast traffic, Escort 1506, runway vacated. Here's the Victoria apron down here. So transponders on. Set spoilers up, flaps up. Diff pressure is 0, but we're going to dump it anyway. Yeah, he can come off. I'm going to start operating with that on, I think. What did we land with? 683, that's not bad. At about 07. Didn't say what time. Maybe I should suggest the plugin should give us a time as well. So Victoria apron over here, 21 east and west. Let's go for these stands. We'll do a right turn and then we'll park and face south, I think. Oh no, here we go. Look, we can just nose into this one. Lights off. Welcome to Belfast City, guys. Look, there's a bit of terrain over here as well. You see the hill. So apart from my poor descent planning, doing all right. You know what? Just something straight ahead here will do, I guess. What's these markings like? Okay, that kind of makes sense. Let's mark up here then, shall we? Okay, taking out my trucks. And then just have that here something. Brake set, we are on stand at 1010. We have got probably 676 when we shut down. Standby, lights on. Parking brake set, throttles are idle. Turn everything off. the doors open. Hear the aeroplane whirring down. Lights off. Welcome to Belfast with 676 on board. I'll work out the fuel figures in a bit. We had a decent landing. 111 knots. I suppose that was a little bit low. TVF was 114. Yeah, not bad. Could have been worse. The wind with that variability is not ideal in X-planes. So, we are, guys. Welcome to Belfast City. There's some cars waiting to take you to your final destination. Nice little airport, right by a main road, which I think helps. And look, you've got this hill up here. Guess that's a school, playing fields and stuff. Nice. The hill looks a lot more imposing from the ground. Here are all the docks. Titanic Museum and stuff is all over here, I think. That new stuff all over here. I think that's the berth it was built in. That is the museum. Anyway, here we are in Belfast. Let's have a look at the repelling, shall we? So I'll take that for excellent landing. projectFLY can come off. Now projectFLY said 158 feet per minute. Interesting. I'll also take that. 158's okay. Came down, went into the hold to sort out excess height out. Flight time 108 because of that hold. 3 days, so we'll disconnect. And let's get on the replay. So I think we touched down somewhere like here, didn't we? A little bit deep because the runway fell away from us. But well within our stopping. Look at that hump. Look at my bad, poor directional control. Blame the variable winds. Anyway guys, that is us. So you see we could have vacated here. Oh look, you can see the windsock twitching around, but that's I think the issue with X-Plane is that it variable isn't smooth. It's a bit aggressive. So we could have vacated there and gone that way, but whatever, we went down to the end, it was a bit of a surprise. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching as always. There we are, sat on the pan. Oh, there's the door going up. I'm going to work on that livery, see if I can make it any better. We work on some 7.3 liveries as well. And until next time guys, thanks for watching. Welcome to Belfast. I look forward to seeing you again soon. It won't be for a while, so take care of yourselves. Until next time, bye for now.